So we're out here on probably the last day, for real this time, at the Ron Thomas Family Cemetery. Everything has been reset. It's going to be reset. Everything's been cleaned. It's going to be cleaned. The last step here, because I'm not thinking this is going to grow up anymore. We're almost in October, but the last step here is something that, you know, I'm a little hesitant that it's been so late in doing it, but is spraying these trees that the cadets marked back in January, February. These are all paradise trees, ailanthus trees, tree of heaven, whatever you call them. They're from Asia. They're invasive species, and they're nasty, nasty critters. They make a giant mess when they die. They grow extremely fast. They have intense root systems. And the best part, or the worst, depending on your perspective, is that they put out they do two things. One is they put out chemicals in the soil that actually help inhibit the growth of other competing trees. And two, they respond to threats, the perception of threats, as much as a plant can respond to threat. Threat being you chop it down or you chop limbs off it. They respond to that by putting out further roots and sending up clones or shoots. So oftentimes you'll have a big old paradise tree. So we have experience from the farm with them, and oftentimes you'll have a big old paradise tree in on the edge of a field, and it might get blown over in a storm, or you push it over, and next thing you know, you got about 200 little trees sprouting all over the place from where that root system was. So they're nasty trees. The one surefire way to get rid of them is to use glyphosate, and we use on these little trees here. On big trees, I use a drill and actually drill holes in and fill the holes in, but these are all pretty small. They may well all be a variety of clones of a few trees that were, you know, cut some years back. I don't know, but here, because they're smaller, we'll use the machete, and you can see here I've slashed these. I can't see, this one's pretty bad, but you can see I slash it, create little pockets, and then once we've created the pockets, I'll just take some of the glyphosate and kind of fill those pockets up, coat that bark. So that's kind of where the transport occurs. And supposedly, I'm told that doing it in the fall is the best answer because the sap's running down to the roots as opposed to up. We've had good success at other times of the year, and my hesitancy with doing it in the fall, even though, you know, that seems very plausible, is that the leaves are already falling. You can see most of these are kind of without leaves already. So the nice thing about doing it, say, in the summer or the spring, is that, you know, within a fairly short period of time whether it worked. You know, because the leaves will just drop off dead, and sometimes if it doesn't fully work, which is not common, but sometimes with the larger trees, it'll almost kill half the tree, and then like some part of it will stay alive. So this is the method we use. It works. I can personally attest to it. So if you have paradise trees in your yard or in a cemetery, this is the way to get rid of them. But one thing to be aware is that paradise trees they're a real junk tree, and the wood is not good for anything. The tree, when it dies, it becomes very brittle and light, and I mean, this thing falls down and it will shatter into a million pieces. So you just need to be aware that once it does die, it needs to be cleaned up, cut down, whatever, and you know, failure to do so, you're risking it falling down at an inopportune time or in an inopportune way. We recently had a pocket that I'm not sure I actually sprayed them. I think they might have just died, but they died, and they're right along our road, and two have fallen in the last 2 months. They've narrowly missed our power lines coming into our farm, and yeah, I can't really get behind them to push them. It's on a hillside, so I'm just kind of hoping and waiting for the rest to kind of go down and hoping that they don't take the power with it. So I mean, that's just a little thing I wanted to show what we do. Like I said, this will be come spring. This should be all dead. Everything else should grow, and these should not. And then we can come and just nip them off with a chainsaw and clear it out of here. And then this should be clear of the majority of the invasives. So you can see they kind of run all along here. They put blue wraps on a lot of it. There's not a whole lot on that far end, which is more clear, but this thing here, you can see they like to grow on the edges of fields and kind of use pre-existing trees to get established for protection, and they grow out of control. So there's a big pocket right there. You can see chemo over that marker right there. But yeah, that's the plan. So stay tuned for more. There's more projects coming up. The next project is a bedstead type tomb that we're going to be disassembling and fully restoring. So that's exciting. Hoping to get that started soon. Preferably, I'm trying to get drilling seed and haying fields and getting that all wrapped up for winter, and then kind of turn the focus on to the Nathaniel Chapman plot, which is another plot with, just like William Thomas there, a Rev War patriot is buried. So we're excited for that, and stay tuned for more for it.